Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. 2023 was the year that I really got into fountain pens and fountain pen inks. I had been writing with fountain pen before that for I think around 1 or 2 years. And actually before that, I used to really hate fountain pens, or at least I thought I did. When I learned how to write in primary school, it was obligatory to write with fountain pen. And I still remember having this Lamy ABC, I think it was called. I had a red one with like the little sticker with my name on it. And I remember that it was very juicy. And I am left-handed. And I used to smudge everything. I did not enjoy writing with that at all. And when I was finally allowed to write with ballpoint in school, I did, and I never looked back. I think I threw that fountain pen away at some point, and I just thought, this is not for me. But around 2 years ago, when I was already really into journaling and planning, I saw more and more creators on YouTube write with fountain pen, and I had never realized there were other ink colors than black and blue, and I was sort of tempted to try writing with fountain pen again, so I could also have one of these very nice pens with fun ink colors. So I started looking into fountain pens for left-handed writers because I thought, as a left-handed writer, you need some sort of specifically left-handed pen. But the advice that I found online was just to try a finer nib. And because with a finer nib, you put down less ink on the page, so it will dry a little bit faster, so you won't have as much smudging issues. So I thought, let's just give this a try. So I bought a Lamy Safari in the Umbra color with a fine nib, and I really enjoyed writing with that, actually. I still found the fine nib a bit too broad for the small grid in the Hobonichi. Back then I was using it mostly in my Hobonichi weeks. So later on I switched that for an extra fine nib. And I finally really, really enjoyed writing with fountain pens. So I also really wanted to try another color. So I did something very wild and bought a gray ink. But that was actually my first ink that I tried, and it is diamine gray, which has some lovely shading, and I really enjoyed that. So come 2023, I started trying more and more inks. I bought a couple more pens, and I'm really having fun with this. And I look forward to seeing where this whole fountain pen ink journey will take me, and where it will take my wallet. But so what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you my top new to me inks that I've written with in 2023. I didn't really define a number beforehand. I just went through my inks and looked at what my favorite inks were, and I ended up with 7 inks, which I think is a pretty neat number. So that's what we're going to go with. I tried to look at various colors. So we have some orangey red colors, some green, some blue. So yeah, let's dive into it and let's swatch these. So what I have today is just this acrylic stamping block, which is like a nice small circle. I have this plastic eyedropper that comes with Dominant Industry inks, and I have this Pilot Iro Utsushi dip pen in medium, which is why I put a little bit of washi tape on this, because I have the exact same dip pen in fine, and I had to look at the little M and F on the nib every time I wanted to use it, which isn't really convenient. So I just marked this with a bit of gray washi. And the first ink that we are gonna swatch is Diamine Ancient Copper. Diamine Ancient Copper is somewhere on the spectrum between red, orange, and brown. It is a very warm color. In my opinion, it is perfect for autumn. It has some beautiful shading, and overall, it is just a gorgeous color to write with, to look at. It's really easy to match with all sorts of decoration. Obviously, that depends on what you have, but I tend to have lots of things that sort of share this color. So yeah, it's beautiful. Then next up, we have Dominant Industry Earl Grey Tea. And Dominant Industry Earl Grey Tea is a very saturated, very bright orange. I think it looks exactly like when you spill like just a drop of tea on paper. It tends to be this color. It's very vibrant, and it's gorgeous. I like oranges in general, but I especially like oranges when they are this vibrant. They really remind me of autumn leaves. It's a joy to write with as well. And the next ink we have is this one, which is another Dominant Industry ink, and it is leaf green. Green is probably my favorite color if I had to pick one, but in my opinion, not all greens are created equal. Sometimes, and I really can't put my finger on it, but sometimes when something is green, I don't really like the color. But this green, this quite warm, intense green is right up my alley. And I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I currently have this inked up in this Sailor Compass, which matches quite nicely. It doesn't match as well with the very bright artificial light that I have to use today because it's another gloomy December afternoon. But overall, this ink just makes me really, really happy. And next up, we have the newest edition of this lineup of inks, and that is ferriswheelpress Moss Park Green. So I actually got this one for my birthday, which was last week, and I knew from the swatches that it was an ink that I would love to get. And now that I've tried it for myself, I know that I was right in that it is a gorgeous color, and I haven't written with it that much, so I cannot really comment on how it is as a daily writer, but just the color is beautiful. So Moss Park Green is very different from Dominant Industry Leaf Green, where Leaf Green is very vibrant and saturated. Moss Park Green is more muted, more desaturated, more gray leaning, but it's another sort of shade of green that I really like. It's a bit lighter when you write with it, but I think that makes it a beautiful ink for winter, for example. And it's just, another beautiful color. What can I say? Then next up, we have Diamine Chichen Itza. It is a Cold Pens exclusive ink. Cold Pens is a great store that is based in the UK. And they have this series called Wonders of the World. And that is where they have this specific ink. So admittedly, diamine Chichen Itza might be a bit light for some people to use as a daily writer. I think it's still quite legible, and it is this gorgeous, very light blue with heavy gray undertones, and that is a type of blue that I really enjoy. It's muted, it's a bit moody, and I think, for example, it complements this mossbark green really well in that both of them are more subdued, more subtle colors. And then next up we have sort of the opposite. It's a very vibrant ink, and it is Diamine Eau de Nil. And I still have this inked up in my Jinhao 82. And I cannot get over how beautiful of a blue this is. It is so vibrant. It has just the faintest green undertone to it. It is, I love this color. And the last one on the lineup is probably the most boring one. It is Aurora Black. But to me, this is still one of my favorite discoveries from 2023 because I was on the lookout for a true, really dark black ink. That seems to sort of be a common theme in the fountain pen community, I think, looking for that holy grail of black inks. And I think I've really found my true black ink in Aurora Black. And there you have it. These 7 inks are my favorite new to me discoveries of 2023, inks that I will continue to enjoy in 2024. Now, one thing you may have noticed is that all 7 of these are bottles. I found it really hard to find samples of ink in the Netherlands. Right now, I have an order on the way from a store in Germany that sells ink samples that I had not heard of before. So I'm really excited to try some inks that are a bit more out of my comfort zone, that I wouldn't really buy a bottle of before having tried the ink. So that is also why there are 3 diamine inks on this list. It is just the brand that is easiest to find here, and that is also like one of the more affordable ink brands, at least where I live. I found that prices of different brands really can vary from country to country. So yeah, I look forward to trying some new samples over the next months, trying some lighter inks especially, and also some more shimmer inks. I think those are really fun, but those are inks that I wouldn't necessarily buy a whole bottle of if I'm not really sure if it's an ink that I will write with frequently. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are someone who enjoys writing with fountain pen and who enjoys trying new fountain pen inks, I would love to know what your favorite new ink discovery of the year was. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.